And we are live. Hey there.
Hello.
And hello, Barbara. We see you.
Mhm.
Tara is with me today because I stink and have very, very, very little to share. I mean, I couldn't even get on my sweatshirt this morning. So you are seeing me in my ukla glory. But
People tend to look at you funny if you don't have on undergarments whenever you drive in traffic in Nashville. I don't know why. I mean, the truckers honk and you wave.
They're the nicest, friendliest people.
You'd be surprised.
I love that. Everybody here is so friendly. Yes, they are.
Hi.
It's funny you should say that. Yeah, we had it's been interesting watching people on the road in Pennsylvania because they have a deep and abiding love of high beams and a complete memory lapse of when they have them on. So you can be, flashing and then they're very close to you now and you are really blinded and then they turn them off. You're like, wow, thanks.
Do they at least use their blinkers up there?
I'd say it's about 70-30. It's not bad. Yeah, we get turn signals.
They're more of a suggestion, or what do they say? The code is more like guidelines.
Yeah, they're more like guidelines. Yes.
Blinkers the same way. And I grew up driving in Florida.
Oh.
And I didn't start driving until I was 18. And I refused to get on the interstate for like 6 months.
With good reason.
Yes, exactly. So it's hilarious because I'll come up here and I'm like, it's just rain. Drive, people. Why aren't you using your blinker? Stop being a bloody coward.
Yep.
And then I get on the Florida and I'm like, oh my God.
Everybody needs to
on the road.
Down. Yeah. Slow down. Do you have the weather.com app on your phone?
I have the Weather Channel thing. It's a iPhone, so whatever the Weather Channel says.
Okay. So the weather.com Weather Channel app has lately been posting dash cam videos. Have you been seeing these?
No. So, I don't think I want to.
Well, some of them are really really impressive because it's somebody's dash cam and it's I guess it's in newer cars. This is just a normal security thing they're putting in. So dash cams are always running.
The safe driver thing.
Well, and that's what I was wondering about because these aren't cameras shooting out the back. These are cameras shooting out the front. So I haven't driven in a car in a very long time. I have no idea. But several of them have been unbelievable videos of semis spinning out in front of the drivers.
Oh, goodness.
And everybody's fine. I mean, they wouldn't show, obviously. They wouldn't show
Carnage.
Everybody weren't fine. But they've also had videos of like a guy riding a shovel. You hear about this. He's riding a shovel across Lake Erie. It's somewhere. No, it was further north than that. But he's got the flat part of the shovel. So like if he was going to scoop it, instead he's standing on the flat part, holding with one hand. And then he's got his arms out as far, one arm out. Oh no, he was balancing. Arms as far out as he can go wearing a windbreaker. And the wind was pushing him along. This is the kind of quality entertainment you can get from the weather app. And then, and today they had a guy who was out in, he was in Hawaii and he was filming sharks. And you see, he must have had a GoPro on or something because he went down. I know, Barbara, it is. And this one was even more nuttier. He looked down and you can see just for a split second, a very large, very dark shadow underneath him. And they've already put the title on that he's out looking at sharks. So you go, oh. Dun, dun, dun. But instead, he lifts his head up. And as he does, this humpback whale breaches like a cannon fire. It's just like boom right out of the water and flops on his back and big splash. But it's super crazy close and it's at water level.
Oh,
so
man.
It's like nothing I'd ever seen before. it's really beautiful, and it's so nice when you get to see stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that made me want to become a marine biologist.
Right? I know. I thought about that for a long time, and then I had to try and do math, and I gave up.
I bought pet fish instead. I bought pet fish.
That's one of Aaron's jokes in his public service video that he had to do for health class. Did I tell you guys about this one? Where he had to do one on not drinking alcoholic beverages. And he got a computer voice going, alcoholic beverages. And so every time he had to say alcoholic beverages, he used that voice. And he flashed a screen of something that people had constructed out of beer cans. So in the beginning, it was like a wall, and then it went to kind of a pyramid on a table, and it went all the way up to a complete full-sized car that they had built out of beer cans. But one of the things that he did was, when you're drunk, nobody wants to hear what you have to say, and nobody wants to hear about you going out and buying fish was another thing that he talked about. But his whole thing was that there's this product that you can use called Don't. If you don't use Don't, go with a friend who does.
That's funny.
It's really, really clever. He's really done a good job. In fact, he's applying for an arts summer program. He'll be gone for a month down in Philly if he gets in. Wow.
Your house will be, well, no, not quiet. Let's face it.
Yeah, no, the loud one is still here, so that's fine. Yep. Oh, Barbara, you didn't get, Barbara said she wished she had videos from a trip she made to Baja where she got to see lots of whales and dolphins and peregrine falcons. Were they falconing in the water? Were they, dive bombing and getting fish? She says, knowing she is going to have to wait to see what Barbara types back. That's cool, though. I love Baja. I saw a huge manta ray. One of the big, it looks like they're flying in the water. They've got those wings.
You mean a majestic sea flap?
A majestic sea flap. Yes. That is absolutely exactly what I meant. I misspoke.
Oh, those are some of the best memes. Snake, danger noodle. Lizard, danger noodle with feet.
I have not seen these. I'm going to have to look for danger lizard. I just read to thing one. He had to do a Darby Dragons map, where they're doing Renaissance. And so they had to design a map of a flat 2-dimensional map of the known world at the time for people in the Mediterranean and Northern. Oh my gosh, Barbara said she saw a falcon catch a tern in midair.
Whoa!
Wow. That's the kind of midair collision that I don't ever want to reenact myself.
Yeah, no, I'll watch.
Yeah, I think. Wow. Lucky you, Barbara. Jeepers creepers, man. Well, have you guys read the book? I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before, I'm sure. Last Chance to See by Douglas Adams, which we'll talk about in a moment. I don't know if you'd ever seen it, but it's one you would probably want to pre-read chapters before reading them to your kids. But it is simultaneously one of the funniest and one of the most heartbreaking books I've ever read. And Barbara also said she saw blue-footed boobies. And she said, that's not just me. And she said they're majestic, which Aaron agreed with. He said that they were lovely. Yeah. And Robin, you say that you have read Last Chance to See. So if you have to let me know in the chat window if you remember a particular joke, because it was removed from the book after the first printing. And I happened to see Douglas Adams. He came through my school when I was getting my teaching credential. He came in and he did readings from different books. So he did some Marvin the Paranoid Android from Hitchhikers, and he read this opening chapter of Last Chance to See, where they are, he and the naturalist Mark Carradine are preparing to go find endangered species. So they're going to go look for the kakapo, the Yangtze River dolphin, the silverback gorillas, and they're going to start on Komodo and go look for the Komodo dragon, which is where the kakapos are also. Oh my good Lord. Robin said she got to see Douglas Adams and Jane Goodall discuss conservation. Was that videotaped, Robin?
Please say yes.
Please say yes. I found a lot of Douglas Adams on the web, but I have not found that. Oh my gosh. Okay, while we wait. In the first chapter, they have to get their stuff together to go to Komodo. And part of that means learning how not to get killed on Komodo. So they start in Australia at Dr. Struan Sutherland's venom lab, because he is the premier expert in all things, all venomous creatures. And they must have, okay, UT Austin, I should be able to find it just with that. Because they taped everything at our school.
And before rampant cell phones.
Yeah. Before everybody's like, Freebird with their cell phone. I used to have a Zippo lighter app on my phone just to be able to hold it up. I say Freebird. And then all the kids looked at me and went,
what?
Yeah. So at the end of this, Dr. Struan Sutherland, and he is the funniest guy because he doesn't want to talk about venom at all. And he doesn't want to talk about how to prevent bites at all. He wants to talk about hydroponics because they're really interesting. So he just keeps trying to drag the conversation back to hydroponics. And Douglas Adams keeps saying, but isn't there something we should know before we go? Oh, yeah, don't get bit. So finally, at the end, Douglas Adams says, is there any venomous creature that you actually like? And he said, oh, yeah, one, but she left me. And that's not in the book anymore. I have it. It's not in the book anymore. I think she got a little upset. I think somebody said something in public that they weren't supposed to say, and somebody else said,
some royalties from that.
Yeah, or I'll sue you for what? Libel, slander? What's the one if you're in print?
Slander. I thought it was slander.
Well, then that's what you get sued for. So yeah, it's a great book. So it goes from, comedy like that and very funny stuff, which Robin will remember, about trying to get a microphone in the water in the Yangtze River so that they could hear the sound of all the propellers. You can try to visualize how you might go about waterproofing a microphone in a country where you don't speak the language and where, for example, birth control is very much on the side of hills because they are safer. Just let your mind wander on how difficult it would be able to get your microphone waterproofed in those situations. Is great. But Robin, we actually are featuring Robin today because we have the wah-wah moment for Robin gets the wah-wah award, because you may recall not long ago, poor Robin had decided that she was going to finish up all the acrylic and the colors looked great. And isn't it happy? And then, wah, 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 wah.
I'll tell you me tale of woe.
Oh my God. This is like the classic cautionary tale, right? This is the, oh man. Now what? Because you don't want to go out and buy another skein just so that you can finish that, because then you'll wind up with the leftover skein. Yeah. I think we need to put the word out. People need to look at this picture and see. Robin, do you have the ball band? Do you know what yarn that was, or is it long gone? Because we'll put the word out. Man, that's just painful.
Does she?
No.
Actually posted what it was.
Well, that makes sense. She says, I'm considering buying one more skein of that camel and just giving the blanket a really big border.
And it was Burnett's satin too.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. No, well then, that's fine. And a big border is nice. Mm-hmm. It is the satin. I thought it was the satin. That's right. That hurt. I felt so bad for you when I saw that. That was very painful.
Oh, and you got plenty of time too. The niece is due in October.
Yeah. So that's also nice, because those things, when rushed, Really not
never
so fun.
end well.
No, not fun. And speaking of not rushed, Tara did a miraculous thing on well, before we get to the miracle, we should show everybody the other stuff that you've been up to.
Yeah.
Because you have been...
Let's not start off with a bang, because the rest of it's a little lackluster.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's pretty.
Given it's been about a month since I've actually been on the Crafty chat.
Joyce, word out, she'll get 1 million skeins of acrylic in the mail. And yeah, that would be not so fun. That would kind of defeat the whole purpose.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is my best friend, Isis. We were friends in high school. We're the same age. She graduated before me. We lost contact and then got reacquainted. Forever ago, her husband messaged me on Facebook, I want to say 4 years ago.
Wow.
And said, hi, I don't even know if this is the right person. Were you friends with my wife, Isis? She always talks about you. By the way, she broke this rainbow bracelet you gave her forever ago. Can you fix it or can you replace it? And I'm like, yeah, you got the right person. And sure, I'll totally get on that. And then mom brain happened and I forgot. And once we got actually reacquainted and everything, started talking all the time, we've been sending these best friend boxes back and forth. And it's one box, and I think it's on its 4th trip now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's on trip number 4. And we fill it with all kinds of stuff. This last time, she sent me 2 homegrown crystal candle holders and some really cool notebooks. And this time I sent her a whole bunch of beading supplies and a couple of handmade bracelets. The rainbow one is the one that took the longest time because I had to go and dig out the beads from, the ethers of my closet.
You had them?
I still had them.
You're good.
More of the beads. Like, I had bought these little, box kit of, 20 or 30 of each color. And I still had a whole bunch of them left, so I made a duplicate for her. And then the one above that is turquoise and red coral. And it's a memory wire spiral bracelet.
Oh, I like those.
I have one, it's got chunkier pieces of the coral. They're about quarter sized. And those rounds on that one are probably about the size of a pea.
Wow.
But yeah, those are 2 bracelets I made for her.
Do you ever keep anything for you?
Oh, yes. I keep plenty of things for me.
Okay. Good. Good. And then the next picture.
This is Isis from Nose Up. This is Isis. And I was showing her all the different yarn I picked out for the Harry Potter cowl that's being hosted by Katie of Inside Number 23 here on YouTube. And this one was for Professor Trelawney. And it was, when you look at a picture of Professor Trelawney's classroom, on her table is a lamp that's got a red and then a blue scarf over it. So it looks like purple and blue. And I was like, perfect! I want to get this yarn out of my stash anyway. So this is a scarf that's about 5.5 feet long. And it's lace, it's Ella Ray lace merino held double. And it's just knitting the round and round until it was gone.
Wow.
It's for her birthday. Her birthday's on April 13th or April 12th. I can't remember.
That's very pretty. I love those colors. And I like the kind of marbled, mottled hue. I see the Easter basket.
Yes, this is Kale. He is adorable. He just turned 4 today.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Kale. Today. Happy birthday, Kale. But yes, that's him in his Easter basket.
That is so cute.
And this was made out of some, no-name store brand acrylic from I don't know where. She didn't tell me.
But it's
and I didn't keep the band, so...
Yeah.
But yes, it's one of my nephews.
It's so cute.
I know. His brother's a little bit pudgier.
Pudge is so cute then, and so not on me.
Yes.
I find it to be far less cute nowadays, but
I can see that.
c'est la guerre, because it is a war. It's a battle. Love is a battlefield. We've been listening to a lot of 80s music because my kids' friends are all different decades. So one is, we drove her home from a party and she said, "Do you have any Who?" I love you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you for playing what I listened to during my childhood. I love that. And then another one was 80s.
In my pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just found out Chilling Tales for Dark Nights has been having the boys do voice acting because they keep getting stories that are really good but have kids in them. And I missed an email. It was an emergency recording that they needed done by Aiden. So he stayed up last night and we got it done and I edited it and got it out. And Craig, the guy who runs the place, wrote back and had said, "Do you have any other, do your boys have any friends who have voices that are still distinctly kid or teenage voices?"
Childish.
And I said, "Well, there's one other boy who can maybe act, but there's a lot of girls who all want to be actresses." And he said, "Really? How many?" And I said, "Legion." It's Catholics. And he said, "Do you think they can act?" And I said, "I know they can act crazy in my car right now while we're at a stoplight." So I think what I'm probably gonna do is just have them all do demo recordings and then send him the tape and then he can listen to it and
that's awesome.
Figure out if he wants to have some girls in starring roles and not. Maybe I can be an agent.
Chaos will ensue.
I know, right? Just let those girls out and onto a microphone and God help my ears. I have to wear the headphones while we're recording so I can make sure that they're not popping peas or flipping and yeah. And last night Aiden had to do some screaming and I kept saying, okay, no, okay, turn away from the microphone and scream into the back wall of the booth because boy, yeah. But Aiden, who bought me a particular bracelet over a year ago, which now you said you found when we talked about this the first time.
May 10th.
Last year. So this is the bracelet I broke. And I broke it by putting it on one too many times. It was not as well made as
all things considered. Considering I had to take apart about a third of it, yeah. All things considered, it was a well-made bracelet. In my opinion, it was probably woven a little too tight. But that's just my opinion. I bang my wrists on everything all the time throughout the day. And like my one bracelet that I never take off is probably got more pockmarks in it than the moon. But that's just me and how I do things.
That's reasonable.
But what had happened is when I was taking it apart and looking at the longer bugle beads, what had been happening is they'd been beating against whatever you were, whacking it on when you're wearing it. So the sink, toilet, the counters, door frames, car keys. And it was breaking the edges of the longer beads, and it was sawing away at the silk underneath.
Yep, and it is silk.
And there were so many knots in that silk. Oh my goodness.
Do you think that they put them in on purpose to try and keep the beads from sliding around?
No, because the nature of the weave will do that for it. I think what it was is she was trying to either A, it kept knotting and breaking, or B, she was just using every little bit.
Right.
Or she used smaller links of thread when she was weaving it. Because I'll tell you now, I had to rethread my needle twice.
Wow.
And I used 5-foot length doubled over.
Wow. Well, that makes a lot of sense though, because that's a lot. I mean, when you look at it, that's a lot of beads.
From the white thread all the way to the end was 1 5-foot length.
Wow.
It's a lot of little intricate movements, and every little step of it uses about 1 inch of thread, give or take.
Wow. And it is a thing to behold. It is so pretty.
And it's already bubble wrapped and taped back in its box.
You're so good. When do you find time to do anything like sleep or eat or
believe it or not, I tried to work on this whenever the kiddos were awake, and I had to just no. And it was later on at night, and I was like, I can't get these stupid things to sew together, because the way you join it like that is you have to skip certain beads. So then whenever you go to finish the motion, you would go through the corresponding bead on the other end to link it together, and I couldn't figure out which ones to leave and which ones to not, and why does this box have 8 instead of 4? And then I was like, you know what? Snip. I cut it from one bugle all the way to the netting at the clasp in one motion. Just took it apart.
I understand that. That isn't supposed to be playing.
Oops.
We will wait. I know. We'll get there. We will get there.
But what took so ruddy long is I had to go hunting for the beads.
Oh.
I couldn't, I gave up on the bugles. Once I found the seed beads at my local Joann's that just opened about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was like, arms up, I'm done. I can't find the bugles, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I think that's the right response, personally. There are points in time where you just have to say, no. Nope.
I'm done.
Nope. Yeah, we don't really need to make this any harder. So I have it's not nearly as exciting as the bracelet, which I still think is just a work of art that you have resurrected from the ashes. But we have another picture from Robin that she posted in response to something that you posted.
Oh, brother. Did I see it yet?
It's all good.
Okay.
Actually, there's several pictures. And I'm making sure I've got them all open. Because it's tricky. But the thing that you had posted, Tara, was... Oh, no, that won't work. You have to do it this way.
I have shaboom stuck in my head. Oy. If that's not a time card for you.
We can stick lots of things in heads. We're good at that. So Tara had posted this. It's a meal, not a competition. And, it's an ad. Ads are ads. But the costumes in this are
stunning.
So well done. They are so well done. I can take that down. And I thought the costumes and the sets, they did an amazing job. And it's the wigs. Oh,
the wigs.
Aiden went nuts for the wigs. The idea that she would sleep in that wig, though, is just ridiculous.
Believe it or not, she'd actually have her head in a wooden box.
Wow, that's even less comfortable than I thought it would be.
She would lay back in a padded wooden box to keep her hair like that, because whenever they did giant wigs like that or giant pieces, they would glue it on, and she'd wear it like that for 3, 4, 5 days, going to different events.
Wow.
Which is why people would get in touch. When is your party? I'm doing mine this day. When is your party? Oh, 2 days after? Whose is in the middle? And that is why.
Because you need to know. So,
yep.
Robin, I'm going to be watching the chat window to see your response to this. But Robin, did you make all of these by hand? Because wow, that ensemble is amazing, and I want to know what the fabric is. And then, oh, I see. We have that, which is awesome. And
she made the set.
She used a sewing machine, so it wasn't by hand, but it was by hand.
Hey,
did you have a pattern, or did you make your pattern for all of these? And what's the difference in date range between? Because that looks all rather Renaissance to me, like Elizabethan but that looks a little bit later.
I think it's the hat.
Maybe it is the hat. Yeah, because it's got the tied-on sleeves.
Yeah.
You modified a pattern. You're so good. I can only do that with recipes anymore. I can't do that with sewing. And then she has that one, which is lovely.
That's Renaissance.
It's very pretty.
See, that looks like one of the ones that needs to have like the Madonna cones on the head thing.
Yes.
Oh, so what is that called? Oh, there's a word for that. There's a word for that. What is it called? A hat. Yes, a hat, Robin.
The hat was made by an actual haberdasherer. We were talking about Worcestershire sauce earlier, and the problems with pronouncing these things. And so that's Elizabethan too, though. The Renaissance. I'm not even going to try and pronounce.
Oh, it got squished.
Oh no. Oh. Puh.
You're welcome, Barbara. Angela Clayton here on YouTube made one.
Milliner. Yeah?
One
of the pointy hats?
Yes. And she made it from scratch. Let me go find it. It's so cute because it's got blush and rose gold, and it's amazing.
Robin, is that the green hat? It's hard to tell on my screen. And a hoopland. Houpelande did have a hennon, Hennon. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's like saying.
What was that one place the other
I can't
day?
even come up with one. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking. That's the Sasquatch did have a garbanzo, but it got squished. Like, I don't understand that either. The blue dress where you're wearing the veil and the yellow belt is not Elizabethan. It is Renaissance. So that's blue dress. Oh no, blue dress, veil, and yellow belt. That's this one. Aha. So that's Renaissance. Ta-da. That looks very the pestle with the vessel is the pellet with the poison one. I like that.
Okay, it's in her weekly progress blog.
I know, we just have to wait for her to click through. And then there's one more, which is that, which again, vessel with the pestle has the pellet with the poison.
She calls it an obnoxious headdress. Headpiece. Oh, that's adorable.
I had the hat that looked like a pointy princess hat that got sliced off. Oh, that's so sad.
Aww.
And that's what's called a hennon.
Who does that?
I love learning this stuff. I never know these things otherwise. You know, you don't find all that stuff out necessarily in costuming classes because the numbers of times that you wear these things on stage these days is slim. We only did one Shakespeare play the whole time I was at UCLA where we had anything remotely like period costumes.
What?
Yes, because everybody wants to reinvent everything.
Okay, Heather, I'm going to Facebook send you the link to this hat.
Oh, good.
Facebook Messenger.
So we have some pretty pictures. I love these.
Oh,
they're really cool. That one blows my mind, though. That's
a lot of layers. At least you didn't have to do a pannier for it, or a pannier.
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 The big side wings.
Yep.
Make you walk through the doors sideways because you can't.
Yep.
Yeah. I never had to wear one of those. All I had to do was wear the corset. I'm sure I'm still damaged from that. Although I understand that corsets, when fitted properly, can actually be not just comfortable, but also very supportive in all sorts of good ways. And it has a hoop skirt. Yeah, that's what I wondered. I have no idea what just binged at me.
Link. Nope, that's the wrong one.
That was from Tara.
That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
Never mind. That's okay. I can wait.
There it is. Okay.
Then
lift. Drop.
all right, while that's
Okay.
coming through. Then the last thing that we had, everybody knows about the American Gods movie, TV movie, Showtime coming. Yes? Does anybody
Yes.
not know about that? Because it's so important. Ian McShane is in it, and I couldn't be happier. I am having a weird time getting
1941.
no. Oh, that's why. What
There
are
we
you
go.
sending me? Oh, 1941, I see. Okie
That
dokie,
link
artichoke.
to her headdressy thingy.
I love the headdressy thing. Oh, I have to wait for an ad to go by, and then
They've changed it now where they don't let you skip it sometimes. Like sometimes you have to watch them.
yeah. Well, and the people who own the site, the channel, are the ones who get to decide. So they can decide whether you get to skip it or not. But now we have maybe
1941.
All right, so I can share this now. I know that was really exciting watching me find the time code. Wow, Heather, you do good video.
It shows her going through sketching and prototyping and some of her pieces that she's chosen.
Have you watched stuff by her before?
Yes, I've actually completely caught up on her stuff, and I also follow her on Instagram. I haven't made it over to her blog lately, but yeah, these are the fabrics that she used with it. That she used to make it. It's so pretty, and it goes to match a dress she finished as well. And I'll actually go see if I can find the dress ensemble. She made a cute skirt out of that, actually.
That would make a really cute summer skirt. Summer scoot.
Summer scoot.
Or skirt, depending on where you live.
Yes, yes.
I like it.
She do ensemble?
It's very pretty.
No, there's a harem
okay,
dress.
We're getting close. I didn't want to skip over it, so.
Right, right.
But this is cool. Sewing and costumery. I like that.
This is a progress. She does a lot of these progress vlogs. Yeah, see here. There's the inspiration for it from those books. She has a whole plethora of these books. And then here she was sketching out her idea for it.
Oh, she's good.
I know. I wonder if she shows it in her hat and headpiece collection.
Oh. Oh, see, this is way more math than I want to do. I'll just be impressed. Also, but that's so cool. And then Robin just sent a link.
It a horn headdress. I will send you another link to his project. Error.
Doing that to me? Oh, wait, maybe if I go like this. Nope.
I'll send you another link of the...
No, I think that was the one from Robin. Yeah, that was the one from Robin. Somehow the DuckDuckGo URL is not a happy one.
Oh, sad panda.
Yes, very sad panda. Well, the other things to share, in case you missed it, are Who Are the Brontes?
I'm so excited for this.
I know. We saw on the CraftLit group a year ago, we saw the update that they were building the parsonage house, which is what you see in front of you. And now it done be built, yo. And not only that, but they had to build most of Haworth as well. So this street aisle lane, country lane here, goes down into said country town, and it's impressive. And I'm going to turn off the volume, but the other thing that's really exciting is they got Jonathan Pryce to play the dad, and so he's marvelous. But the thing that my husband said was, wow, their clothes look like clothes and their faces look like faces. And not, crazy stylized beauteous things like there's Charlotte. Charlotte looks like Charlotte. She doesn't look like...
She's not all glamored.
Yeah.
She's not been Hollywood.
Brave actresses. Because... Oh, and there's Howarth. Now you can see. There's make-believe Howarth, which looks exactly like actual
It should.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
They managed to. And one of the little videos that they have on the PBS website, and you can get to all of this from the CraftLit group, just the regular CraftLit group, is they have all these little videos like promo videos and sneak peeks and things like that. And some of those are with the costumers and the designers and people like that. So you get a chance to hear them talking about what it was like to build the parsonage and, you know, walk backwards in time like that. And that is also pretty cool. I love stuff like that. Oh, there's one. There we go. So I'm very sad that your hat died a tragic death. That's a horrible, horrible death to die, because that looks pretty cool. This is the style of painting that I studied in my one art history class, and I loved this era.
I studied a lot of Impressionist art when I did art history. That, and I did Chinese scroll painting.
Oh, cool. Well, Robin, I didn't see this latest update from Robin. The drawings looked like a book from the book by an author, Jane Arnold, where she got funeral clothes out of graves and took them apart. And Barbara responded, I think wisely.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. And yes, Barbara, Flemish art. I have a soft spot in my heart for Flemish art. Yes, I love Italian art, and the light on it is beautiful, but there is something melancholy and mournful and often very, very sneakily funny about Flemish art that I fell in love with. I mean, they're always doing secret goofy things. So
my first real delve into the art world was Dali.
Oh, yeah.
Dear Miss Crockett at LaBelle Middle School. Thank
wow.
you. 1,000 times thank you. If I hadn't seen Melting Clocks, I don't think I'd ever be as into art as I am.
Yeah, I can see that. My sister's gateway drug was Escher.
Mm-hmm.
She was very, very into Escher, and she did when she was in high school. She had a Dali print, and it may have been the time. It may have been that one. I
Clocks
can't
and everything, though. After up to a certain point, there weren't any, and then he hit this part where time literally started slipping away from him, and so he then put them in everything he could. So they're in teacups, they're in holes in the wall, they're over the elephant's leg, they're everywhere in these things.
There's back, okay, it must have been 1990, maybe 1991. I was working at a small production company, and we were on Rodeo Drive, which sounds really impressive, but it wasn't. And we were like south of Wilshire, so we were kind of the poverty pocket of Beverly Hills. I know. We were around the corner from the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, so everything that was getting filmed was kind of under our feet and a pain in the butt. But one day we heard that Sylvester Stallone had an art gallery opening up the street on Rodeo. Yeah. And we all went, what? Sylvester Stallone, what? Because this is not long after Rambo stuff. It's 1991. So at lunch one day we all went up. And I didn't love the art, but it wasn't bad. It just wasn't kind of my thing. But there were two very noticeable themes running through almost every one of them. One was very tall blonde women who he didn't like because there were boot prints on those paintings. And so that was after Brigitte Nielsen and he broke up. And then the other one was the constant use of time and clocks ticking. And I thought, well, yeah, because he was of a certain age at that point, and you can only be an action star. Tom Cruise, whatever, but you can only be an action star for so long, especially if you start as Rocky and Rambo. And so he was very aware of that. So I was so happy when I saw him pop up in that Spy Kids movie. What was it? Spy Kids 3, I think, where he got to have fun being a bad guy and enjoying himself and being a goofball, because from all accounts, he really was kind of a funny guy.
Funky.
So, yep.
Oh my gosh. Can you hear my kids thundering beyond the next wall?
Thunder? What now? No, I can hear thunder outside my window, though.
Okay, my children are being a herd of elephants, not but a house wall away from me.
No, there is no problem with children thundering anywhere.
I'm just worried about them hurting one another.
There's always that.
The daughter has a lovely bruise blooming on her cheek where she fell into a clothing basket full of Barbie things because they were pretending to be tornadoes. I'm just glad it wasn't like a windowsill. It was a plastic basket, but it's about the size of a thumbprint right there on her cheek in the smile crease.
Oh, that
Mommy,
is.
my face hurts. Oh, I'll look at it when we get home, honey. Mommy's driving. Okay.
Yeah. Those days are hard days. I actually did. I banged myself. I just did it again. Right there. And the only Band-Aid I had was a blister Band-Aid, so I don't know how I'm going to get this off. I think I'm just going to let it fall off on its own. But I banged into Aaron's drafting table when I was running around in a snit because of the taxes. And I thought as I walked downstairs, I thought, oh, I'm going to have a big major bruise from that one because I knew I hit myself hard. Oh, no, I was bleeding. It was like blood was dripping down my arm by the time I got around to looking at
it. Well, yeah, like I stopped looking at things too. I'm sitting there breaking boards and cut the toe. Oh, God, that really hurt. Whatever. My feet were cold, so I couldn't really feel it. I finished doing what I'm doing, and I dropped something and looked down, and there's a puddle of blood on the floor. I was like, oh, that was a little harder than I thought it was. Let me check on that.
Whoopsie. Oh, and Barbara, now I understand. Barbara said her mom was finishing her BA in art history when she was little. So you got your secondhand education that way. I got English and history from my parents and geography. But it's not a bad way to learn stuff. You certainly wind up ahead of the curve when you're in school. And Robin was saying she does SCA, Society for Creative Anachronisms reenactments, and thus the various time period costumes, which is cool. And actually, Tara, there's some controversy about the 42.
Oh, really?
In the sidebar. Mm-hmm. Yep. So you'll have to check that out before we share that, because I don't want to be caught up in the revolution, such as it is.
Another one.
I know. But I have actual news about 1984 and Brave New World. Justin and I have figured this out. So Justin is my editor, and you hear him at the very beginning of episodes now, because he does the time code for me, so I don't have to be on call for doing that, which has been huge. You wouldn't think recording 2.5 seconds of audio would ruin a day, but it really can get in the way of carpool driving. But he was an English major and a philosophy major, so he and I had been throwing around this 1984 Brave New World idea. We're going to start with 1984, and we're going to do the first episode as a live stream, and I will let you know when it will be time-wise, but I can tell you that it is going to be on the 11th anniversary of CraftLit. So it's going to be April 26th. We're going to do the first live stream. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the first chapter of any book that we do on this podcast as a regular podcast. It's going to be free. It's going to be out there for everybody. It'll be on YouTube, and it'll be on iTunes, every place you'd expect it to be. And then we're going to put the rest of them on Patreon, because neither of us can afford to do it for free anymore. It's just too much. So we're going to do that. And then when we start the next book, we'll do another one free. And then we've been kicking around ideas for what to do with pledge levels at Patreon. And we think we're going to do a level where we will do private live streams once a month, that we will have other people in the live stream with. So we'll capture all the audio and turn it into a regular episode. But that way people can ask questions or make comments live instead of having to use the call-in number. And we thought that might be kind of fun. So because these books are so present in today's and just in conversation. Like if somebody says, oh, that's just doublethink, and you haven't read 1984 or even read it recently, you miss layers of meaning. It's like not knowing your Bible when you're reading Shakespeare. You're just going to miss stuff. It's just the way it is. So that will be April 26th that we do that, and I will know the time within the next couple of weeks, and it'll be when I come back from Brussels. So that'll be good. I'll be laden with chocolate.
Are you almost done with this
no
training?
No, it goes on and on. It's a 4-year gig. I don't know if I'll make it all 4 years.
Or your waistline.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's shocking how little chocolate I've eaten, though.
You get to a point where you just hit your status on it, and then it's one of those, nope, I'm good. I'll pass on that. Yeah, no.
Yep. I've had no problem handing chocolate to friends, saying, here, Belgian chocolate. And they go, oh, and I think, oh, thank God. Well, at least they're enjoying it.
It doesn't have to sit in my freezer for years.
Exactly. Or on my waistline. One or the other. Either one is not so great. So it all works out in the end. But that's, I only had one other thing to share the last seconds of today.
It's 1:30 my time.
That was perfect. All right. And then as our ode to 1:30, this is what the mommy juice boxes looked like at Aiden's swim party. These are the little bags that have crazy tight screw-on lids and crazy tight pop tops and not so tight but really very solid squirter tops. So you can hear it snap. Hey, Joshi. So these suckers have a really nice grommet. Yeah, well, and the grommet is really solid, and it's put in through several layers of the non-BPA plasticky stuff. So it's, I mean, you can hear the edge. Well, no, you can't because I'm not by the microphone. It's not wobbly, at all. And the carabiner is not hugely expensive. It's aluminumness, but it is, in fact, she said, trying to do it with one hand, a working carabiner. And you really can abuse these. And when they're empty, you can roll them up.
Nice.
And stick them places. But it's very, very well made. So I'm going to put a link to that on the notes here. And I covered this one in duct tape because for the white grape juice, I tried to color code them. So white and red grape juices. And I had pink, I had purple, I had red, and then I had silver camouflage and clear for the white grape juice. I thought it would not be a good idea to have what looked like a urine bag. So I covered it because, as you could tell, perhaps that's not the color you want.
My Heather, I didn't know you were that old, darling. You don't look a day over 40.
Why is that clipped to your, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I didn't know you were so unwell. No.
Nope. But I am so impressed with those. Those things have been awesome. So very, very happy. And I pass on the wonderfulness. just tape the ones that are clear. It'll work out better for everybody. All right. Have a good week.
It's been real.
Yes. And it's been really rainy. And now the thunder can come and I won't care. That's fine. It can all come back.
We are done.
Yes. We've been brave. We've been solid. We haven't lost power. And now it can come.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. I'll see you in Facebook. Bye.
Yes.